You know, in all of our coverage lately of the expensive Xcel energy bills, one of the comments we see most often from Next viewers is that the company should have done something to dip into its record $1.7 billion in profit last year to bring down bills a bit. A ballot measure that would have forced Xcel to chip into its profits was nearly voted on last November. Our Marshall Zellinger discovered it didn't make the ballot, ironically, because of the cost.
Colorado ballots are long enough. There were 11 statewide issues we voted on this past November. It could have been 12.
By the time we got the okay to get the signatures, well, quite frankly, I didn't have the money to get the signatures.
Jon Caldara, through his Libertarian Independence Institute, attempted a ballot issue last year aimed at investor-owned utilities. It would have required Xcel and Black Hills to use their profits to pay at least 5% of what gets approved by the Public Utilities Commission.
The idea of the initiative was every time they go in to build a new project, to raise rates, they have to have some skin in the game.
He got the ballot issue through the approval process. He just never tried to get the 124,000 signatures to get it on the ballot.
I had hoped that it would generate enough interest in time that I could raise the money to get it on the ballot.
A utility should be a utility, not a profit center.
John Eklund is one of hundreds of viewers who have reached out following our coverage of Xcel energy bills.
The consumer should be reaping some benefit. It doesn't appear to be the case at the moment.
When Xcel's CEO was in town this week, he defended the company's bottom line, as viewers asked us to ask Xcel why it does not use any of its $1.7 billion profit to give relief to customers' bills.
Last year, we spent over $5 billion in capital improvements across our 8 states. That included that $1.7 billion in net income.
Capital improvements include things like new pipelines, power plants, and storage facilities. When the PUC approves rates, that includes us paying Xcel back for those improvements plus interest. That would have been the focus of the ballot issue. But how does it reduce my bill if Xcel or Black Hills has to pay 5% of the rates it requests?
It doesn't mean that your bill immediately or directly goes down. It's a tiny disincentive for them to say, let's build more stuff, let's build more stuff.
For this to get on a future ballot, it will require Caldara to start from scratch, get approval again, and still collect 124,000 signatures.
It is my hope and intent to do something to protect Colorado taxpayers and ratepayers next year.
The ballot issue language was challenged by energy companies who said it wasn't specific enough, that it wasn't clear who would be paid that 5%. Was it going to be the PUC that receives that money, ratepayers? Ultimately, the panel of 3 that decide what makes the ballot and if it meets the criteria, they said it's fine, and appealed to the Colorado Supreme Court. Supreme Court stayed out of it, and it had go, take this, get the signatures, get it on the ballot, and that's where it stopped.
Well, it seems like there's a lot of Next viewers who probably would circulate petitions to get signatures for something like that. You have received so many questions from people about Xcel and about other energy companies. So tell folks what's coming up, because you're spending a lot of time working on it.
Yeah, these are the quick things that I can do in a day. It's the ones that I can't do in a day, like people who have solar panels that can't get the smart meters to connect to, and is there a delay on purpose for that? What's going on there? Just smart meters in general. The belief for multiple viewers is that once the smart meter got put on the home, the electricity part of their bill skyrocketed. What's the deal with that? And for Atmos and Black Hills energy customers, I hear you. I know you're out there. I'm working on some comparisons of how's Xcel doing versus these companies, or how is my company doing versus those.
This is what you're going to spend your Friday night on?
No, dinner with the wife tonight.
That's right. Dinner with the wife. Go see your sweet baby. You've been working hard. Thank you, Marshall.